Hey everybody, it's Chris from Guilty Words, where we unravel crimes one word at a time. Just a very short video today dealing with Sarah Boone. I'm working on a longer video analyzing her famous police interview, but when rewatching the body cam footage from the initial police visit to her home, something really jumped out at me that I hadn't noticed before. And of course, the first thing I want to do is share it with you. So take a listen as we talk about the importance of the famous Dr. Pepper and cigarette requests. Let's review the timeline just very briefly. Because Sarah has been less than specific with her timing, it's kind of general. We know around 12:30 by her account, she came downstairs, realized that George was still in the suitcase, opened the suitcase, and supposedly started CPR. She also called her ex-hubby. He arrives. She calls 911. According to his account, he arrived, stepped just into the entryway, saw George, told her to call 911, and went outside again. Sarah claims she kept doing CPR until the paramedics arrived. And then that's where the police body cam footage comes in. I want to play a couple of short clips that have to do with the Dr. Pepper and the cigarettes, and then tell you why, of all the craziness in this video, these two things stand out to me.
I had a cigarette lube. I'll get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, well, I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter. Okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second. You can't go back inside. What's going on? What's here? Let me fill this deputy in, okay? Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton-mouthed right now. Just give us a second, okay?
Somebody else on that call operation.
It's on the counter. I can't move anything from out of the house. Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you.
So, my first question is, why did she want to get the drink herself? Two things have always startled me about this whole body cam footage. One is Sarah's lack of remorse and the bizarre things she focuses on, considering the situation. And yes, that includes Dr. Pepper and the cigarette. And how oddly calm she is in some areas and oddly upset in others, but you don't see a lot of grief or remorse. You see a lot of self-protection. But I try and cut her a lot of slack because when we're in shock or we're in unbelievable situations, we can do weird things. But throughout this whole video, what I keep thinking of is his body is in the living room. Like when they're showing the police going to and forth, all I can think is on the other side of that door is this horrific picture of this suffocated man who's purple by Sarah's account. And that being the case, she says she wants to go back in and get the Dr. Pepper and the cigarette that are on the kitchen counter. Doesn't she realize she would be stepping over his body, pretty much, and going around all the people who are in there investigating? I think the majority of us would not really be in a hurry to go back in that house, but in the one clip, the officer even says to her, you can't go in there because she's coming towards the door. Is it really that she wants a Dr. Pepper so much? Or is it she wants to see what's going on and what they're doing in her self-protective mode? Because the other thing is, she says she has cotton mouth, which is, if she's been drinking all night, yeah, she probably does. But she was also said she was upstairs in her bedroom for a while, scrolling through the phone or whatever before she came downstairs. Did she go to the bathroom and get a drink? I mean, that's a long time to sit up there with cotton mouth and not do anything about it. And if she'd already opened a Dr. Pepper, then she'd already started dealing with it. So why is it suddenly so bad that she has to have something and she wants to get it herself? But the more important question is, when did she smoke the cigarette and open the Dr. Pepper? When she first asks about the cigarette, she says, and it's a little hard to hear, but she says, it's lit. So on the kitchen counter are an open Dr. Pepper and a lit cigarette. Supposedly, she was doing CPR all that time. When was she standing there with a cigarette in hand and a soda, looking down at the purple body of her ex-boyfriend. It's a horrible, horrible image in my mind. I mean, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she was shaking and upset while she was doing it and not just calmly puffing away. But her account doesn't work, because somewhere in there she got that Dr. Pepper out and she lit that cigarette, and now she wants him again. So at what point, Sarah, were you doing that? Because it doesn't fit. Later she says, can I just get my cigarettes off the back porch? But in that first clip, there's a cigarette somewhere in the kitchen. And if it's still lit, it means it was pretty recent. I'd love to see the police description of what they found when they walked in there. So, like I said, just a very quick update. This struck me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because you always have such good comments and thoughts about things. Please keep putting them in the comments below. I really appreciate it. And there is a video coming out soon about Sarah's police interview. My wonderful daughter has just transcribed the whole thing for me, and we're going to get into some of her words and language. And boy, is there a lot to cover in there. Also, let me know what you think of some of the newest developments with Sarah. The fact that she turned down a plea deal. Was she stupid to do that? And the new court documents that show that she hit George's hand with a baseball bat while he was in the suitcase, I guess while his fingers were sticking out. That's completely shocking too. Do you think this battered spouse defense will work? Anyway, more talk later. And if you're new to the channel, this was just a very quick update. And if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe. I'd love to have you back for the full-length videos. And as always, until we meet again in the next video, please use your words wisely and well. Take care.